Let's look at the overall results. And here we have the clear lead for Reform UK. There it is, 321 gains. To be honest, they weren't defending any seats. They weren't really in the game at this set of elections last time around. Here is the bad news for Labour. They're on 219 seats, but they were on a lot more because they've lost 235. They are by far and away the biggest losers of the night. The Tories also losers on down 146, leaving them with 194. We haven't yet seen any kind of green surge. They're up a little bit on 48, but I think a lot of the green heartlands, frankly, are yet to come. The Liberal Democrats up 52. They've also lost 13. So let's look at the loss rate. Now, this is the proportion of seats that Labour are defending that they have gone on to win and lose. So they have basically kept about a third of them, lost 66%. And if you compare that to last year, it's pretty much even Stevens. Last year, everyone thought that the local elections were pretty much a disaster. I think they'll think that again. If you look at this, it shows where Michael Thrasher, Sky's election analyst, thinks this sits. He's projecting the results that we've got at the moment and on a dotted line to where he thinks will end up on the gauge. And you can see we're not in good, we're not in OK, we're not in bad. We are quite far into terrible. He thinks that on the current trend, we are just short of the 2,000 loss mark. So that is a pretty bad result. That is Michael Thrasher's prediction, 1,864 losses. And that is his prediction as of 5:45 this morning with 428 seats declared. Let's look at the Tories now. Last year, they held on to just about 32% of their seats. They lost 68% of them. Actually, it looks from this as if the Tories are doing a little bit better. They've managed to lose 44%, hanging on just over 60%. So slightly better. Let's look at Michael Thrasher's projection for them. And they're not in good territory. They're not in OK. They're just on the cusp of OK and bad. The overall total, minus 599. So Michael has looked at 291 seats declared. This is his projection, the dotted line through from where we are at the moment to where he thinks we'll end up at 5:45 a.m. And he thinks that we are somewhere between OK and bad. I have to say, I think the Tories would take that because that's an improvement on last year. But all over the what we would have called the red wall, Labour, one-time Labour heartlands, what you have seen is Reform UK winning. And here we are in Hartlepool. Hartlepool, pretty important place in British politics. Lord Mandelson's old stomping ground. Keir Starmer nearly resigned when Labour didn't win that seat in 2021. And look, you've got losses by Labour and the Conservatives, 7 losses and 4 losses respectively, and Reform picking up 12 seats. Now, that means that Labour have lost the council to no overall control, but that's partly because not all seats were up. What I want to show you is what that looks like visually. Just the seats that were up compared to the last time they were up. And look at this. So in 2022, you could see more rural seats, all Conservative, Labour, closer in the more urban areas. But look at this. In 2026, absolutely all Reform UK light blue. It's quite the picture. And then you go to other bits of the red wall and the north of England, and it's pretty similar. Look at this. Greater Manchester, Wigan, home to Lisa Nandy, not that far from Angela Rayner, part of Andy Burnham's empire. Red in 2023, Reform UK blue. And what about Worcestershire? Redditch, look at this. You can see the same picture again. Labour North, Tory South. That was in 2024. Now, in 2026, it's a completely different story, just one ward that is Labour. And you can see the vote shares that lie beneath that. And you can see, again, Reform UK up 37 percentage points at the expense, on a basis of about 2-1, Tories and Labour. Now, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. We've got a little bit of information about London. Ealing, so we can see there that Labour are down 13, Greens up 5, so for that West London seat. But the Lib Dems also doing quite strongly in Ealing as well. So that's a Labour hole, so they'll be pretty pleased about that. Westminster still counting at time of speaking. You can see the Tories up 9, Labour down 9. So, potentially we could see some change there. But look at this in Richmond. This one caught my eye because this is a Lib Dem hole. That's the big picture. And, in the overall scheme of things, not a huge number of change of seats. Lib Dems up 6, but the Greens down 5. It's a bit curious. I would have thought that Greens might be doing better at the expense of the Liberal Democrats, but that doesn't seem to be the picture there. But one place where the Greens have done quite well, that's Oxford. They've gained 5 seats in Oxford. Labour have lost 5 seats. Some suggesting that maybe the Greens could have done even better than that. But Labour have lost the council to overall control. So the picture all round, well, terrible is the word that Michael Thrasher would use for where we are at the moment for Labour results. The dotted line takes you to almost 2,000 council seats losses. I think the overall picture for Keir Starmer is bleak. Undisputably, one winner, that's Reform UK.